Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my bullet journal setup 2018. I haven't really used my bullet journal that much lately, so I thought it would be great to pick it up again and start using it because I just actually love writing all this stuff down, planning things out in my bullet journal, doodling things. So yeah, I want to use these things again, and since it's still kind of the beginning of the year, actually not anymore, I thought it'd be great to share my bullet journal setup with you because I want to change a few things. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this video, get a bit of inspiration and motivation from it, and yeah, let's just get started. So for 2018, I didn't get a new bullet journal, I'm just using the same one like last year. So I wrote down 2018 as the beginning of a new year, and on the page behind that, I used this one, I wrote something down, I made a kind of goal list for this year, and I haven't really finished this yet, but yeah, I just want to write down some things which are happening this year. And then later on at the end of the year I can look back on this, and on the 2 pages behind this I'm going to make a kind of highlights, highlights list. So I decided to create 12 boxes, 1 box for each month, and wrote down my highlights of 2018 at the top. So in each box I'm going to write down some fun events or things that happened that month. So I will just have a great overview of what happened this year, and this will also be just really fun to look back on by the end of the year. For this video, I'm also going to make my February setup so you can see what my setup of 2018 kind of looks like. So first I wrote down February in different kind of fonts, so that was just my main page. I kind of want to make my theme quite minimal, just not really a lot of doodles or decorations, because usually I take one specific theme, but for this setup video I just made it very simple and clear. There's not really a theme in it. And then on the page behind that, this will be a kind of overview page of February. I'm going to put different kind of boxes on this page. First, on the left top in the corner, I wrote down Feb as February, and I made this calendar, and then I made a box on the right side of that. And in this box I'm going to write down important events which are happening this month. And for these boxes I also drew these shadows because I think that just looks really nice. So I kind of want to go with a black and white theme and just very minimalistic. And I filled up the page with more boxes. I created 1 box for my to-do list, so things that I need to do this month which are important. I also created 1 box which says gallery, and then by the end of the month I think it will be fun to just print out some photos from this month, and then I can stick them in my bullet journal, and then this will just look really nice. I also created a box which says favorites, and at the end of the month I'm going to write down my favorites of February, maybe music or a show, anything like that. And yeah, so I think this page is just really nice, a nice summary of February. It will be great to look back on. And at the bottom I added 1 box, and in this box I'm just going to write something at the end of the month about February. So maybe how this month went, whether there were any kind of highlights. And yeah, that is it for this page. On the page on the right, I'm going to create my mood tracker, and I saw this really fun picture on Pinterest. They drew this kind of string with different lamps, and then 1 lamp is for each day. So I created 28 of these light bulbs, and yeah, this was kind of a lot of work, but I think it looks really fun. It's a great way to make a mood tracker. And so I create this string with these light bulbs, and then I also created a log, and on this log I put down all the different colors, each color referring to a kind of mood. And then at the end of the day, I can color in with my markers. I can color in those light bulbs with the color referring to each month of that day. And you could also use different kind of colors for each light bulb if you've got different moods. But yeah, I think this looks really fun. The next page is for my sleep tracker. I'm doing this exactly like I always do actually. So at the top I wrote down sleep tracker, and then on the left side I'm going to create one column with the date. I'm going to write down all the dates underneath each other, and then right next to that I've got the hours of sleep. So I wrote down like the bedtime hours, and then I can color in the morning. I can color from what time until what time I was asleep, and this will just look very nice. It will be a great overview. And I'm using 4 different colors, so each color refers to the number of hours that I slept. So green is for when I slept more than 8 hours, blue for when I've slept more than 7 hours, or 7 hours, and so on. And in the right column I will also write down the hours that I slept that night. On the next page I'm going to make my expense tracker, and I absolutely love these kind of expense trackers. I think I already said that in my last bullet journal as well, but I think it's a great overview. I'm also not changing it compared to like I did last year. So I created one big box, and I divided that into 4 different columns. The first one is for the dates, then a description of the items or the products that I bought, then the category which the products belong to, and the last one is for the amount of euro that I spent. And then at the bottom I'm creating 3 more boxes. The left box is for the total amount that I spent, and then divided into categories. So for example, clothes or food will be a category, and then I have an overview of how much money I spent on clothes and on food. The smaller box in the middle, that will be the balance. So that is the total spent and the total income combined. So the right box is for the total income, and that will be divided into categories as well. And to finish it off, I created again these shadows behind the boxes, and I think this just looks very nice and clear. This year I want to keep my a line a day as well in my bullet journal, because it's just great to write a little summary of every day down, and it's fun to look back on. So I wrote down a line a day at the top, and then all the dates of the month I wrote down that underneath each other. To make it a bit more decorative, I created a box around like the numbers, and I added a shadow, and I had some space left on the page, so I thought it'd be fun to draw some different speech bubbles, and then in these kind of speech bubbles I can maybe write down some highlights of the month. So for example, if I did something special that day, if I did something fun and I want to remember it, I can like highlight it and put it in those speech bubbles, which will look nice as well. So for my setup of 2018, I wanted to add something extra, and I sometimes see on people on Instagram doing these kind of gratitude things. So at the end of the day, they write down things they are grateful for on that day. So I thought it would be great to do that as well in my bullet journal. So I created these boxes, and 1 box for each day. Obviously I created 12 boxes, so I have to use like 3 pages. And then on the boxes I wrote down every day and the date. And then at the end of the day, I can write down the things that I was thankful for that day. And I think this is just, yeah, good to do. And it's just also nice to look back on. And that was actually already my bullet journal set of 2018. I'm not going to add a weekly schedule, so a schedule with each day what I have to do, because I'm using my phone to plan all the things out which I need to do every day. Usually there is always a weekly schedule or a day schedule in bullet journal, but yeah, I'm just not using it. I also didn't use it that much last year, so there's not really a reason for me to make such a schedule. And yeah, that is basically how my bullet journal of this month turned out. There might be some changes next month, but for now I'm keeping it like this, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. So that is my bullet journal set of 2018. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you recreate any of my ideas, then make sure to send a picture through my social media there on screen or down below, because I would love to see your recreations. Make sure to leave a like, a comment, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time in a new video. Bye!